Okay, so I was gonna make this one after well, I already did beat Shadowkeep, but this video was supposed to be about Shadowkeep, but some things happened, and I can put it in here. Um, so yeah, talking about Shadowkeep. Again, I'm glad I waited. I personally preferred Forsaken a lot more. Again, don't get me wrong, I like Eris more. She's one of my favorite characters. That's cool. You can interact with her more. But as per usual, I was right where I said my fear is that they're gonna have the cool pyramid shit at the very beginning, and then it's just gonna devolve into miscellaneous fetch quests or do this random activity, like you know what I mean. And then like for the last part to get into the pyramid, you need all the Dreambane armor, and to get the Dreambane armor, you have to do essence of certain things. Now, um, some of them are, and then most of the essence for the weapons is like, get X amount of, like for instance, essence of vanity to get tranquility. You need 25 sniper kills, and you get a specific weapon part from the Chamber of Night, and then do activity completions. I don't mind that, as much, I guess, and it's pretty easy to reform. But I'm like, it's slightly annoying, but I'm fine with crap like that, right? I do forge weapons. Okay, I understand what it's like. Um, but just like the Dreambane armor to get it, you got to kill 100 hive on the moon, and then you have to get kill an X amount of nightmares on Earth or some other planet that isn't the moon. And again, I don't know why Bungie doesn't put the percent because it was like 10 nightmares. That's all you have to do was like 10 nightmares if I remember correctly. Like I don't know. It just again, it hampered my enjoyment because when I actually was interested in invest in the story, I got a quest that made me do some miscellaneous bullshit. I know there's more Nightmare Hunts. I've only done the original, the 1 to 3 that they gave you, which is Omnigul, Fogoth, and I think Skolas and Tanix. I think those are the Nightmare Hunts I did. I'm pretty sure there's more Nightmare Hunts that are gonna open up once I talk to Eris. So, I mean, Nightmare Hunts are kind of whatever. I do like the whole entire uh, unconcentrated essence that buffs your damage, I guess. It makes it easier to kill the nightmares. I'm getting a lot of Fnatic vibes from them, though, like where if you do enough damage, just keep going to the immune phase, and it's kind of annoying. Uh, it's cool that they have some of their themes remixed. I like that. Nightmare Hunts are alright. I don't like hate them. But anyways, that's Shadowkeep, right? Overall, it was alright. Again, I'm glad that I waited because this is not something I would like. If I bought this day one, I'd be like, man, this is kind of boring. Altars of Sorrow is again another horde. Like Bungie, for the love of God, if you're going to make things like escalate, like I thought they learned from Escalation Protocol in year one, or like Contact, like now, if you're going to make public events, please introduce some matchmaking or make it so more than 3 people can spawn into an instance. Now I know you can do a public event with like 6 people, but like for instance, like if let's say like I go to Star Wars Harbor, like 3 of us are going to be there maximum, and then someone else is going to have to come in from the Hellmouth or someone else to like help. It's just matchmaking. Come on, man. Like you have guided games and shit like that. Come on. All right, so that's Shadowkeep. I do like the weapons, and this is another thing with something that pisses me off. So Tranquility has become one of my favorite sniper rifles because I love the look and I love the sound of this gun. It is a very beautiful weapon. But let me show you this. Let me show you this. Forsaken was almost 2 years old, right? So let me show you. Let me show you the cap. It's my long shot I've been using for almost 2 years, right? 1060, 1060, right? This is something from Shadowkeep. And yes, I know Shadowkeep's been out for a year and I got it recently, right? But this is something from Shadowkeep. Less than a year. Where's that cap at? The same. Why is Shadowkeep weapons falling off sooner than Forsaken weapons? If this was if a Forsaken weapon ended here, fine. I'm not asking for Shadowkeep weapons to be like, 1360 is the new cap, the max cap. But like, why is it the same? This sniper is almost 2 years old. This sniper is almost 1 year old, but they're gonna be sunset at the same time. Now, does this mean after it gets sunsetted, can I regrind for a new Tranquility? I don't know. I'll find out in the next season. But still, I just find that kind of weird. Also, I really don't agree with armor sunsetting because again, to upgrade an armor, first of all, you have to get the stat rolls that you like, and then you have to go get an Ascendant Prism and then an Ascendant Shard, and that takes some effort. Like if you're not like some super organized group of people, like doing a Master Nightfall is actually pretty difficult for some people. Anyways, that's Shadowkeep, right? Alright expansion, whatever. Now let's talk about this season because Bungie implemented a couple of fixes that not a lot of people are happy about. I didn't know forge farming was controversial, but they fixed forge farming now, so it does not auto queue back into another forge when you fail it. So you just go back into orbit. People made a workaround for this, so as per usual. But the interesting thing is the is that my personal opinion, I am completely fine with forge farming. I understand people aren't like me where they have like all day to do this crap. I understand people have shit to do, and I understand some people simply just don't want to do the same grind. For instance, this is my first time playing a season, right? But I know it's been a year of seasons, right? And every season they only increase the power cap minimally. It's not like a big expansion where like okay, I can throw all this stuff in the vault right now and then level up like 200 levels or 100 levels and bring it all back up. These are just minor increments. This is a 50. The soft cap is just 50 light levels instead of like 100 or something from a big expansion. You know what I mean? That's like right there. I think that's what pisses most people off, because at least the grind is you do your powerful ones, then you do your pinnacle, and then you do whatever, and then you like we've been doing this forever as long as light level's been a thing, and it's annoying, right? So I can understand why people are just sick and tired of this being the seasonal model where we just grind the same activity just to level up to play the new content. And this is also about light level. I never liked light level. I remember a time when it was just level, like for instance, Dark Below max level is 32, but you'd run into a problem where to level up, you'd actually have to use your armor, and it was kind of similar to mass working armor, where you needed like raid gear would need a certain like ascendant like an ascendant shard. I think it actually is the same as an ascendant shard or something, or an ascendant filament or some crap to level up your weapon to make it level 32, and there's just a phrase, always like forever 31, because some people, like for instance me, all I needed was some ascendant bullshit on my boots in Crota Zen or whatever, right, to make myself 32, but I could never get it, so it was annoying. And I think they introduced a light level system to make shit like that not as prevalent. But again, you run into the problem where I am so annoyed that every single season, I don't mind every big expansion leveling back up, right? That's fine. A big expansion has a lot of content, there's a lot of things to do usually, and I'm fine. And I think the main thing people don't, I think this is why I like it, and I don't know if people picked up on this. If you notice with big expansions, light level is usually not a problem until maybe the last mission if you haven't been doing like some little extra side stuff. Because for the most part, if you just play the store missions, you get blue gear that drops at a higher light level, and you can level up faster. So you can always be on level to do the next mission, right? So you can play whatever. You don't have to worry about, I have to go grind out Gambit real quick to get a pinnacle so I can go play the store. No, you can just play the store mission in the next one, and it's been like that for like every expansion, even Shadowkeep. So again, with that, you look at this season. Um, the heroic one is like 1040, 1030 ish. So you can do normal contact, not having a problem. But if you want to do the heroic one, it's gonna suck. What else? The dungeon, the main piece of content, 1040 minimum. That is 10 off for the soft cap, right? And I don't know if this is my conclusion. I think they purposely do this because they realize there's not a lot of content in the season. So one, obviously they time gate things. So like this week is something else, next week something else, right? And then two, having this light level is another kind of time gate. Because again, let's say it's like Shadowkeep or Forsaken, where you can just kind of just jump right into it and not worry about light levels. People would already be done with the season, like at least with all the content for that week. Because again, if I could just do the dungeon, I'd just do the dungeon. I don't want to grind it. I want to put the new content and not have to worry about getting one shotted by the enemy. And it's just, you know, which brings me to another point too. The light level system is one where I feel it's more like I feel less weak than I feel more strong. It should feel that I'm more strong, but it feels like I'm less weak. For instance, I'm 1080, right? If I go to Earth, I can one shot things with my bow or whatever, but I still, you still take some damage, right? It's like I think it's called delta scaling. But you think me being like 1,000 light levels ahead of them would make me some unkillable god, or they do like just like the tiniest bit of damage? But no, it's scaled up. You can still die like a lost sector on Earth, right? Fine, whatever. I can understand that for balancing reasons. But you have to see it on the other end of the spectrum. Do you know how much of a difference 5 light levels make, or 10, or 20? If you're below that, you will notice a distinct difference. 30, if you're underneath 30, they become a skull and they do a shit ton of damage. And that's what I never liked about light system. It is so punishing for the player to not be on that level, or at least above it. Because again, being above that level does offer some advantages, but it's nowhere near as it's nowhere near the same level as the disadvantage you have from just being 5 levels underneath them, or 10 or 20. It's terrible. And it's such a terrible feeling. Be like, wow, oh, I'm only 5 levels ahead of them, and I'm still getting my ass whooped. It's annoying. Um, Another fix they did is that Umbral engrams no longer focus to higher things. So if you want to level up now, you're gonna have to go back to the same old pinnacle grinding thing. Um, Obviously that was a bug. It makes sense because that decrypts and then says like it's 10:09. I get to know that's 10:12. I can understand. It's annoying. I kind of wish they made it into the game because that Umbral focusing made it more enjoyable to level up this season because I'm like, yeah, I get a gun or armor piece, and it's either gonna drop on my level or something higher, so I don't have to go into Gambit and grind that pinnacle prep. I don't have to go into Crucible and do my 4 control matches or 4 clash matches like that. I can just do some nightmare hunts, do some AFK 4 charming, do shit that I want to do, get some of them with engrams, and then level up so I can just play the shit that I want to play. Because again, the only reason why I even care about leveling is because I want to get into Prophecy, the dungeon, but it's going to go away this season. It might be back next season or whatever. They're going to bring it back eventually, but I want to get it while I know it's here, right? So that's why I am power leveling currently. Because I want to play Prophecy. I love the dungeon. And I'm going to try to play the Heresy after, I don't know, after I get it to open up or some shit. But yeah, that's just light level this season in Shadowkeep. I will say this, I guess, in defense of Bungie, because everyone's like, oh, so you guys, it's kind of like Warframe, where it's like, oh, you guys are always so quick to patch the fun stuff, and it always does seem that way. Maybe it is that way, but at least from some of the things I've heard, sometimes it is just as simple, like for instance, AFK 4 charming. Sometimes it's as simple as just going to the server, and just changing a setting, so they'll say, okay, no more auto matching, and when you whatever, or you know what I mean? Because some people are like, oh, well, you know, you broke sprint on console, but you fixed AFK 4 charming. It's kind of like apples and oranges. I do feel like something's just easier to fix than others. I could be full of shit. I'm not a game developer, but I know it sucks. Every time we find something fun or whatever, you know, they kind of patch it out. But you know, there's other glaring issues in the game that they haven't fixed. Um, in my opinion, I think it's because it's harder to do. Like in my honest, I believe that if it was so easy to fix this crap, Bungie would have done it a long time ago. Maybe some people disagree. Because I don't think Bungie likes that their game, that at least Trials is being synonymous with, you know, being a failure and half-baked and all the changes and shit. So I think they're trying to fix that shit. But who knows? I could be full of shit. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I guess, you know, back to grinding pinnacle activities, I guess. Fuck.